then all would be right. Dak would be back in the saddle.
So you say, let's just say for the sake of argument, he comes out here, he wins this game. That would be 4 games he's won this year, counting the one that he won last year. So he's 5-0. He loses a game, but they're not blown out. He doesn't play particularly bad. The Eagles just play better, and they lose. Let's just say, Skip, they lose a close ball game. Say they lose 27-24, 27-23,
I believe
something like
just
that.
because they're paying Dak so much money, they go back to Dak. That's what I believe.
But Skip, that's not what history has told us. Is that you go back and look at it. You can go back to Don Shula, Coach Shula, when he was in with the Colts. Earl Morrall got hot. Johnny Ewing got hurt. Earl Morrall got hot.
He did.
Who kept it going? You keep it coming. Jeff Hostetler and Phil Simms, Tom Brady and Drew Bledsoe. Skip, at the time, Drew Bledsoe was the highest paid player in the NFL.
He was.
Coach Belichick said, I don't give a bleep.
He didn't.
I just believe, and you said, this is what you said. You said that you believe that Cooper Rush is playing currently better than Dak has played any time over the last year. If that's the case, you can lose. If the person, I don't care if it's a position, if the player comes in, he's playing better than said player was playing before he got hurt. Mm-hmm. Shouldn't player X that has the job now, shouldn't he continue to play? If he's playing better, because you said that Cooper Rush is playing better than what you've seen Dak over the last 16 games.
I have. That's all I got for you is my eye test. If you want to throw back across the table, he's an undrafted free agent from Central Michigan.
Right.
If you want to say he's 28 years of age, he's been in the system for 6 years, where has he been?
Right.
You got me. I don't know. He finally got an opportunity, and it's not 1 or 2, it's 4 opportunities. And you say they haven't needed him to play great. And all I've seen is in the biggest moments he has played, and I don't toss this word around gently, he's played great. He's played big-time clutch on big stages.
My thing is that I'm going to need to see, you got to put him in a situation where he doesn't have to just make 2 or 3 throws in order to beat you. You got to make him play a clean ball game throughout the game. You got to keep that pressure on him and make him play because, Cincinnati. You look at the first couple of drives, he was sensational. And then he really didn't do anything until the last drive.
I thought they didn't let him do much.
Okay.
They just tried to hang on for dear life, and it nearly cost them.
Maybe that's the case. But until someone can do what Kansas City was able to do to Tampa's defense, I'm going to force you to get into a shootout. I'm going to force you to go down there, and you're going to have to throw for 300, 400 yards, and you're going to have to put 3 or 4 touchdowns on the board against me in order for you to win. Until you can do that, Skip, it's going to be very difficult for you to beat the Cowboys because their defense is going to put you in a situation where you're not going to probably get to 31.
Okay. I'm going to reiterate for those who are just joining us. At Minnesota last year, first ever game that he's ever played in the NFL as a starter, on Sunday Night Football solo stage, he throws a game-winning touchdown pass to Amari Cooper, no longer a Cowboy, with 55 seconds left to pull it out 20-16. Then he's thrown back into the fire in game 2 when everybody said Dallas is dead because Dak is gone. And against the defending AFC champ Bengals, who almost won the Super Bowl last year, who were spoiling to come in here and get even at 1-1 because their backup long snapper had cost them the game at Pittsburgh by blowing an extra point and a chip shot field goal, each of which would have won the football game. All he did was, in the end of that game over the last minute, they said, okay, go, Cooper, save us now. And he completes 3 straight big passes to set up a walk-off field goal. And then they go up to the Giants, and everybody is raving about the new look, big, bad blue Giants with a red-hot defense. Wink Martindale, once of the Baltimore Ravens, he's got them cooking up there. And they are going to heat up heat up Cooper Rush. And what happens? They fall behind 13-6 mid-4th quarter, and here he comes on 2 long game-winning drives, game-tying and then game-winning drives. It was clutch. That was Monday Night Football. Okay, so there's another big solo stage game. And then we get to what he did against lowly Washington, and you got me on this, but I'm going to remind you what happened late last year at Washington. Dak Prescott had a QBR of 12 on a scale of 0 to 100. 12.
Right.
They almost blew the game. They survived 27-20 against pretty much the same team, except now it's Carson Wentz at quarterback.
Right.
It was your little man, Tyler Heineke, right? But the point is, I believe if Dak had played the way he did at Washington last year, I think they would have lost this game Sunday because the defense, in a horror show to me, they gave up 142 yards rushing.
Right.
They couldn't get the ball back from Carson Wentz. Meanwhile, they were rushing the ball for, what was it, 40 yards. It was 2.1 per carry.
Right.
They have fallen to 27th overall in rush yards allowed, and they're not rushing the football at any high rate. It's the kind of game you could blow. And what did Cooper Rush do? When they got in trouble, he had an answer drive where they go right down and score again. And you say, well, what throws does he make? I just want to remind, in case people missed the game on Sunday, that they faced a huge 3rd and 8 on the tying touchdown drive.
Right.
I'm sorry, it's the go-ahead touchdown drive.
Right.
It was 3rd and 8, and he hits Michael Gallup. This is a really big-time anticipation throw. People say, well, they've been tricking a lot of teams by throwing play action on 1st down, but this is 3rd and 8. This is a big throw, and he comes up big. That's kind of a fall-away throw, and then he comes right back. This is a 3rd and 6 from the 11, and it wasn't a design rollout. He had to scramble right.
Yeah,
and even you said
that was a big-time throw.
Yeah,
that was a big-time throw.
That's a big-time throw. Listen, if he misses that, they're in big trouble.
Yeah.
They're about to be. And then he escapes the pocket, and he's on the run. He's got a little bit of mobility. I'm not saying he's Lamar,
Right.
but he's got some ability, and he makes another big clutch throw. And then the throw to CD that broke the game open, if we could see that, it's just a big-time. He is reading it quickly. He's finding the right man, and he's hitting him in stride, right on the button for a big touchdown. What is he not doing? He hasn't turned the ball over one time. He's 4 touchdowns to 0 interceptions. And would you believe they're tied for the lead in the NFL with, guess who? The Philadelphia Eagles on giveaways, because they're one. They got one.
But and see, Skip, think about what you just said. In 4 games, he has 4 touchdowns. That's not going to win you a whole lot of games if you up under the gun. You look at these scores: 2016 against the Vikes, 2017 against the Bengals, 23-16 against the Giants, 25-10 against the Commanders. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 4 touchdowns. If you're only having to get 1 touchdown per game, and in order for you to win.
But when he was asked, he answered all 4 times. He answered with clutch throws.
I need him to take test after test throughout the course of the game. Not take the test the last 3 minutes of the ball game, or not take the test in the first quarter of the ball game to answer a 7-6 score. I need him to continuously be up under the gun, and that way you can properly evaluate him. I just think the thing now is that they're not asking a whole lot of him. He knows that the likelihood of me having to get to 28 points, I don't really need that. Look at our defense. And so give him credit, Skip. He's not put the ball in harm's way. The one thing when you're playing an outstanding defense is don't put them on a short field. Don't put them right back on the field after they've given you the ball, after they've gone out, got a 3 and out or got a drive and they stopped the drive and forced the punt. Don't put them back on the field. And he's done a great job of that, of not turning the football over. But unless the Rams can put him under the gun, it's going to be a long day for the Rams on Sunday.
Okay. Have I seen Cooper Rush explode to start a game and put them up 28-0 with 4 touchdown passes? I haven't seen that yet. They don't run the ball very well. I'm not sure they have the firepower to do quite that.
Right.
Have I seen him come back from 28-0 down to tie the game? I have not, because he
like you saw Dak do against Green Bay in the playoff, or you saw him do against Atlanta. Even though against the Cleveland Browns, Skip, they were down by a whole bunch, and here he comes.
He did. They didn't win.
They didn't win,
but they came way back.
So let me ask you this. If there's a situation where to rise where Cooper Rush is under the gun like that, they're down 20, 21 points, do you feel comfortable that he could bring them back?
I have no idea, because I haven't seen it yet. But my point back to you is, I give you that. My gut would tell me no. Like, I'll take Dak in those circumstances. If you're hopelessly behind, I'll take Dak. I've seen him do it 5, 6 times. It doesn't always turn out well in the end. I don't get the dub. I still have one of those empty calorie L's that you scorch him for.
Yes.
But the point is, you always say, well, how did they fall behind, whatever it is, 28-6 or whatever? You say, did they get the football? Yeah, they had the football too. Well, a lot of times he's turning it over, he's missing a big throw, and all of a sudden, or they just come out absolutely flat on offense. And maybe it's because it is Cooper Rush, My team's not coming out flat on either side of the ball. They're coming out strong on both sides and asserting themselves like we are here to stay. We don't care how good you are, Bengals. We are in this football game from the start.
I think the thing is, Skip, is that sometimes when you have a great player, you're like, oh, we're going to be okay. We start flat, Skip, we fall behind 10-0 or 14-3 or something like that. Oh, we good. You know the likelihood of when you have your backup, you must be on your best behavior, both offensively, defensively, and special teams, and they play accordingly. So really, he's never had a situation where he's been down at least 10 points.
He has not.
Forget, Skip, I'm not even talking about 14, 21. I'm talking about 10. I mean, the most points he's been behind is what? 3, 7, maybe 7. I don't know if it's...
Well, it'd be 13-6.
13 so 7 points, yeah. Mm-hmm. And they got the ball, and guess what? He went right back down the field, they went up by 14-13.
Yep.
So can the Rams put him in a situation where he's down 10, and all of a sudden he can't run the football? Now you says, okay, unleash the hounds.
Okay. So I don't love my defense getting run off the field because that's shades of 2 years ago.
Rams can't run it.
Okay, I would give you that. It seems like a favorable matchup in that they can't take advantage of what you're not doing well.
Correct.
And yet you do rush the passer, which they can't seem to plug and stop.
Correct.
Okay, so I got chances there maybe to survive on defense, maybe to keep the score lower. If it is a low-score game, if it's around 20-ish,
it favors you.
I got a chance with this guy because this guy, this is all I know about Cooper Rush. I believe this. I might eat these words, but I don't believe he will embarrass me as a Cowboy fan because he has not come close to embarrassing me one time.
Right.
I'm talking about unraveling. I'm talking about haywire Gene, where you just fall all apart and start throwing it to the other team or coughing it up on strip sacks.
Well, right now, Skip, all of you ask him to do is go to the county fair dance. At some point in time, I'm gonna ask him to go to the Oscars. I'm gonna ask him to go to the Met Gala, and I'm gonna see if he can get dressed up and perform there.
You know, I don't think the county fair dance is on Sunday night national TV or Monday night national TV, and I've seen him go to the Met.
No, but what I mean, I'm going to ask
maybe
him.
He's just playing third cello.
No, right now. As sooner or later, Skip, somebody's going to put him under the gun, and he's going to have to go get 28. He's going to have to go get to 31 now.
Maybe not. Yeah. Maybe my defense is good enough just to hang in.
No, every great defense has had that one game. You saw Tampa had theirs the other night. The Ravens have had theirs. The 0-2 Bucks. The third.